Hey there, I'm Crotty with the Crotty Group. Today I am in Andersonville, a sub-neighborhood of Edgewater and Uptown. Let me take you around, tell you a little bit about the history, show you some homes, and a few of my favorite spots. So Andersonville got its original name from John Anderson, who back in the 19th century, late 1800s, bought a ton of land just south of Foster, which we're crossing right now. After the Chicago fire in 1871, Chicago as a city banned the use of wood for building homes. A lot of people who couldn't afford to build brick and stone buildings downtown moved up to Andersonville. So a lot of Swedish immigrants moved to Andersonville in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And you can see a ton of Swedish background still today. Right behind me is the entrance to the Swedish American Museum. It is one of the last bits of representation of Swedish American culture here in the US. Still one of the most vital parts to the Swedish culture here in Andersonville. There used to be a Swedish bakery called The Swedish Bakery that didn't make it through COVID, unfortunately. Very sad. I'm hoping that they would bring that back. Although Andersonville is known for its Swedish roots, a lot of other cultures and nationalities immigrated here during the Great Depression. Andersonville has a great representation of Mexican, Korean, Turkish, and Lebanese restaurants that are authentic and great. I want to take you to some of my favorites. Right behind me is the Taste of Lebanon, some of the best hummus that you'll ever get in Chicago. Cash-only Lebanese food. And across the street is a Turkish and Lebanese grocery store. Very cheap options for spices, herbs, and hummus. Definitely check that out if you're looking for some pita bread and some hummus for your next crudité. Crudité? For your next crudité. Just around the corner from Taste of Lebanon on Ashland is the Neo-Futurist Theater, a staple to the Andersonville area. There's a show, a improv comedy show. And I'm told that even if you don't like theater and comedy, which who doesn't, that it's a fun time to see. It's essentially 2-minute improv skits over an hour, so 30 different improv skits, and it's definitely something that you should check out. Across the street behind me, Hop Leaf Brewing is special to me and my husband. It's actually where we had our first date. He would hate that I would share this, but he showed up way too casual for our first date. I was coming from work, so really dressed up. He had on torn up shorts and a t-shirt with a backwards hat on. Not a great start, but he won me over in the end. So Hop Leaf is pretty important to us. And then next door, Konak, is where I was able to convince Bailey to come work with the team. So a lot of history in my life and the Crotty Group right here on this corner. Andersonville is known to be called the shop local capital of Chicago. A lot of the stores that are on Clark Corridor are all locally owned, locally sourced. One of the staples that's been here for quite a while, this t-shirt spot behind us, Strange Cargo, been here forever. You can essentially go in and find any kind of knick-knack t-shirt with a favorite saying. They do have Keep Abortion Safe and Legal, Go Ohio. The Keep Abortion Safe shirts are part of a fundraiser, so every shirt purchased, some of the proceeds do go to the Chicago Abortion Fund. We like that. So it's hard to see right now, but right at the corner of Farragut and Clark, behind those blue scaffolds, is Women and Children First, one of the first bookstores in Chicago to feature women writers and have a focus on children and youth. This particular location of Women and Children First was established in 1990. They are still there to this day, fighting the same cause. Talking about local shops, right behind me is Galleria, an art store great for showcasing local artists. They've got a few artists on rotation that you can come and see and learn more about. And they've also got a few pop-ins that are there. And it's an interesting spot. So again, local sourced, local stores that's supporting local art. Oh God, I walked right past it. Alley Cat Comics is a fun little spot here. A secret, quick little entrance. I actually just walked past it. Let's go through the alley and see what's back there. You don't have to be quiet. Reminder everybody, this is split face block. We don't like split face block. So back here is the exit in the back of Potbelly, but Alley Cats Comics is back here. You got a little bit of a patio to hang out, have a coffee while you read some comics. A fun little spot to check out, and not many people know about it because the entrance is kind of hidden, right next to Starbucks. Thank you for coming. That's how we should end the entire video. One of my favorite spots in all of Andersonville, I think mainly because it was one of my first exposures to Andersonville, probably 15 years ago. Rattleback Records is an old record shop. If you're into vinyl, if you're into that kind of era. When my husband and I first started dating, we bought a record machine. We're really into vinyl for quite a while. So Rattleback was one of the first places that we went on feature dates. What I think is a staple, I don't know if everybody loves vinyl, but I think is a staple to Andersonville. If you like vinyl, it's by far the best place in Chicago to come for that. Sir, what'd you buy? He didn't look like he wanted to talk. What are doggies? Oh, his ears are so floppy. So you can't talk about Andersonville and not talk about the eligibility community. Just kidding, the LGBTQ plus community. Andersonville is home to a lot of LGBTQ plus individuals. It is a very friendly and safe space for the community and has quite a bit of nightlife surrounding that. We have Replay. If you like video games, Replay's got a bunch of vintage video games. They've actually got some pretty decent food and a lot of beer on tap. Marty's Martini Bar is right around the corner. Careful. More than one of those, you will be crawling home. They are lethal, that's no lie. So a bunch of bars for a cool nightlife scene, all really walkable. Kind of the whole of Andersonville is. A lot of people come to Andersonville for brunch on Sundays. Lady Gregory's, Callow are really popular spots, but my favorite right next to Callow is Big Jones. They've got awesome mimosas and a really great traditional breakfast menu. Head there, have a cocktail, have some food before you go to Marty's. Fill up, because Marty's will kill you. We can certainly go to Marty's, but nothing else will happen for the day. It really is dangerous. I don't know what they put in their martinis. They do fill them all the way to the brim. And if you're a martini person, check it out. They have an endless amount of martini types and flavors. So take a look, but buyer be warned. Be careful. Marty's. It's a tight squeeze in there. It gets busy, so just be prepared for that. But it's fun. Been there many times.
Do you remember those times?
Not usually. One in particular. Oh my gosh, look at the puppy. People are so friendly in Andersonville. As I mentioned before, a lot of the initial settlers to Andersonville moved up here to avoid the high prices of downtown living. So they moved into the very large brick and limestone buildings that are still here today in Andersonville. Some other types of houses, you see a lot of condo buildings, a lot of large multi-unit, 45-unit buildings here. And it's just a spattering of new construction, but the character is what really kind of calls people to Andersonville. A lot of people try and keep that here. We're gonna continue down Farragut Street to take a look at the housing that's just off. That guy's wearing the same sweatshirt I have on. All right, well, we can't do this. One of us has to leave. It's not gonna be me. Hi. Hi. I like your style.
I like your style. Can I take a picture?
Please, can we? So, hi, what's your name?
I'm TJ.
Curtis.
Curtis, good to meet you.
Great minds think alike here. This is awesome. This is a little bit of a neighborhood tour of Andersonville, telling us why we love the area.
Oh my God.
What do you like about Andersonville?
I love everything about Andersonville. First of all, they got the beautiful new mural right there. So that is wonderful. The bars are great. The gym here is great. The houses are great.
It's great.
Fucking love Andersonville.
Fucking love it. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love that. So you can't walk down the street without seeing somebody you know, or somebody that's wearing the same thing as you. So continuing down Farragut Street to look at some of the residential buildings that make up Andersonville's little quaint neighborhood. Right behind me is a good example of the larger format style rented apartments, 30 to 40 units in these buildings, and then across the street, the quintessential brick single-family homes that were originally built in the late 19th century. So a lot of really cool character and old Chicago style, very true to its name. A lot of Chicago brick on the sides of these buildings. Chicago brick is a specific style of brick that can be found everywhere, but Chicago Chicago coined it and uses it predominantly in the late 19th century, early 1900s. We still use it today. If you want to see what it looks like, it's this brick that's here on the side of this building. It does make up the majority of construction in Chicago before the 1990s. Andersonville is known for keeping this culture. A lot of the homes down these streets are renovated on the interior, but they keep the exterior the same. And I love that. I think it keeps the streets feeling the same as it did instead of turning things into new construction boxes. That was Andersonville, at least my take on it. There's too much to put into one little video, so come take a look for yourself. If you liked the video, comment, like, share, subscribe. Go check out my channel for other neighborhoods.
Please tell me that was the video. Oh, man.